Hello everybody and welcome back to another new vlog. Thank you for joining me once again. I'm back here in Padley Gorge, as you can probably tell looking around me. Look at the colours of the woodland here, it's fantastic. But there's a couple of reasons why I've come here today. This is in the Peak District National Park, just near Derbyshire. Well, actually in Derbyshire. Not far away from Sheffield. So I'm here for two reasons really. One, because I want to do a nice long walk today, mainly because I'm going away to the Lake District at the end of next month and there's going to be some quite long walks there, so I'm trying to build up my fitness a little bit before I go there, and then at least I'll be able to conquer some of the walks there. But the other reason I want to come here today is I've done two previous walks in this area which I could have married up to one another but didn't on either occasion. As I follow this path up through Padley Gorge, basically when I get to the top I can then cut across through the I forget the name of it now. There's an estate, the Longshaw Estate, that's it. I can cut through the Longshaw Estate and down towards Froggatt Edge. But I also did a walk previously from Baslow up to Baslow Edge and Curbar Edge. If I'd carried on that walk I would have carried on a little bit further to Froggatt Edge. However, I decided not to carry on that walk, and again on this walk through Padley Gorge, the first time I came, I decided not to follow it through once I got to the end of the Longshaw Estate. I don't know how much longer it will take to cover off the extra walk from the Longshaw Estate up to Froggatt Edge, and how much longer it will take to get from Froggatt Edge back over to Curbar Edge and Baslow Edge. But I'm going to give it a go anyway. I've got plenty of time, so I may as well give it a shot. Why don't you come along and join me? I recorded this walk last night in actual fact as a route on the OS Maps app, and I did that on my laptop, and unfortunately this morning that route hasn't come through, hasn't saved to my routes on the app on my phone. I don't know why that is, but it doesn't really matter too much. Once I'd recorded the walk on my laptop last night, I was spending a few minutes looking at exactly where the walk was, and I'm pretty sure I know exactly where to go. And quite honestly, the section of the walk that would marry up the two previous walks I've done is fairly close together and fairly easy to navigate anyway, so that shouldn't be a problem getting to that. So instead what I'm doing this morning is I've opened up the OS Maps app on my phone and I'm recording this walk as an activity as I'm walking, so I'll still get a map of the walk that I've done by the time I finished it. Now, I said earlier that I don't know for sure whether I'm going to be able to marry up these two walks. I'm hoping to, there's plenty of time to do it like I said, but just depends how I feel when I get so far. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put a map on screen for you now and show you the walk after I've finished it. So essentially by the time I've recorded the activity today, I'll be able to show you a 3D fly through of the walk that I've completed by then. But you'll be seeing it now as I show you the map as where I plan to go. Hope that makes sense to you. So I've passed through the top of Padley Gorge now. You may have seen that little piece of footage of that little cascading waterfall in some rocks just at the top of the gorge there. That was a beautiful little spot. It's quite a popular picnic spot for a lot of people. I found that out the last time I was here. And now I'm walking through the Longshaw Estate, and I'm almost at the end of the Longshaw Estate. So when I get to there, then I'm in kind of territory that I've never been to before. So that's going to be the most interesting point really of the walk. After the Longshaw Estate, I cross the main road and walk down past the pub. I don't know whether I'll be stopping in there, I may do. But after that pub then, I carry on up onto Froggatt Edge itself. And then from there I walk along the ridge line towards Curbar Edge and Baslow Edge, hopefully, fingers crossed. So there hasn't been any photos at the moment, but I know that in just a few minutes time, when I get to an area that I've never been to before, there might be some photo opportunities there. The reason I haven't taken any photos so far is I've done this route before. I've got a few photos from this route at a different time of year, to be fair, but I didn't think it was worth slowing myself down here to risk missing out on a little bit of time somewhere else. So instead I've just carried on walking through quite quickly, and eventually I'll get to Froggatt Edge and take some photos there. So I've managed to negotiate quite a tricky little patch through there. I came here previously and decided to quit the walk because there was a main road that I had to try and walk down to carry on the route towards Froggatt Edge. Well, at the time I felt like it was a bit of a risk, a bit too much of a risk, but actually having looked at the maps and done a bit of research and studying it, I've discovered that it was probably worth the risk anyway. So I've managed to get across that main road now, and hopefully I'm heading further on there towards Froggatt Edge. So I am now on what appears to be Froggatt Edge. Excuse me, just shielding myself from the sun for a moment. Yeah, basically I've got up here, and on the way up here I bumped into a guy who was telling me all about some wildfires that happened here recently. It's not really surprising. We've got open moorland up here just behind me. In fact, just along here there's open moorland behind me, and basically the temperatures have been so warm and everywhere's been so tinder dry recently that quite a few places have been experiencing wildfires in the last few weeks. It's not really surprising at all, but it is only May, so I don't know whether that bodes well or badly for the summer. I think probably badly. We seriously need the rain, and if it gets any warmer and continues to stay dry for any longer, we're going to be in serious trouble. But I'm going to stop here in a little while and see if I can capture a few shots. It's a beautiful day, and this is a fantastic spot. I can see the rocky outcrops a little bit further ahead of me that I want to get to and take some photos from there, because I think the views at that point are going to be fantastic. And also from about there I should be able to see Curbar Edge and possibly Baslow Edge as well. So that's where I want to get to today. So I've got a little shot just down here behind me. You'll probably notice these great rock formations just here, and then just behind me there's the camera there set up on the tripod, and there's another couple of rock formations just in front of me, and I'm using those to kind of frame the image. But also in between them, as you look down into the valley, you can see a little hamlet just ahead of where I'm standing. So I think that's a lovely shot. I hope you like the shot. I am at Froggatt Edge now by the looks of things, and not all that far at all now from Curbar Edge and of course Baslow Edge, where I'm heading to today. But it's a lovely day. The sunshine's absolutely beautiful, and there's not a cloud in the sky other than the odd wispy little bit of cloud that you can see above me. There's nothing really too serious to worry about. So I think the conditions are ideal for landscape photography today, and I'm in the perfect spot for it. This shot is shot at f/16, 14mm and 1/60th of a second, ISO 100. Hope you like the image. I'm going to move on and see if I can find anything else. So as you can probably tell, I appear to be on Curbar Edge at the moment. I've made quite good time getting here, and just where I'm standing, just below me, I can see the road which I believe separates Curbar Edge and Baslow Edge, and they're only 5 minutes apart, the two edges. So as far as I'm concerned, I'm almost at the end of my journey now. But I've had to stop here at Curbar Edge to take a photo of this spot, because the last time I was up here, the weather had kind of socked in a little bit. There's quite a bit of mist and fog around, and I couldn't really see the views out over the edges. So I took some photos whilst on the edges anyway, and tried to take a few photos at any point where there was a little bit of light and a little bit of less cloud, less mist. So hopefully I managed to get a few shots then, but for now I'm going to take a shot here, and then I'm going to carry on over to Baslow Edge and back down into the village of Baslow. Guys, did you see that helicopter flying past? I don't know whether it was a military helicopter or some sort of mountain rescue. Either would make sense around here, to be honest. But I was just finishing that last piece of the camera a few minutes ago when I heard it coming towards me in the distance and didn't know exactly where it was. And as I turned round, it just suddenly appeared on the horizon and sped past me, almost within about 100 meters of where I was standing. So I tried to capture some video footage of it. If I have, you've probably already seen it in the edit anyway, so I hope you enjoyed that. And now I'm heading towards Baslow Edge by the looks of things, where I'm going to take one more shot, possibly two more shots. Thinking about it, it might be two, but once I've done that, then I'm going to finish the video off and head back down to Baslow village. I've just been to Baslow Edge and taken a photo there. There were people around me, so I couldn't really record any footage or tell you about what was going on. But I spotted right on Baslow Edge itself, looking out back towards Curbar Edge, there was a lovely composition there with Curbar Edge on the right hand side of the image, and in the distance, kind of slightly on the left hand third of the image, not quite right on the left hand side of the image, but on the third line on the left hand side, there was a building. Now I can't tell whether it was a pub or a farmhouse or what it was, but it was just close enough that that made a nice little bit of interest as well in the image. So you've got the Curbar Edge on the right hand side, that building on the left hand side, and the road that runs through and leads you right towards that building. It's a beautiful shot. But now I'm heading back down to Baslow village. I hope you've enjoyed today's vlog. If you have, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and also please remember to subscribe to the channel if you're not already. At the moment I've still got my tripod out, I haven't put that away yet, and the reason for that is before I go down to Baslow village, there's another eagle stone that I want to take a picture of. I photographed it previously, but the light on Curbar Edge is so good that I think it's going to be good on that eagle stone as well, so I might as well capture that while I'm here. Anyway, in the meantime, if you've enjoyed the vlog, please remember to like and subscribe, and I look forward to seeing you again on another vlog very soon. Bye for now.
Good photography weather?
Yep.